It's early in the morning on our first day in the park, 6 o'clock to be exact. We started out early to look for wildlife, and Kevin, our guide, thinks he sees something in the bushes. Wow, we are very lucky. The moose is the largest member of the deer family, with males weighing up to 1,500 pounds and measuring 6 to 7 feet at the shoulder. This is a huge animal. The second, somewhat smaller male has a very long bell hanging down from his neck. Scientists are not sure of its purpose, but some believe it helps drain water from its mouth when feeding in shallow streams. Only the males have antlers, which are shed in the winter and grow back each spring. A moose's upper lip is very sensitive, helping it to distinguish between fresh shoots and harder twigs. And the lip is prehensile, curling around a branch and stripping all the leaves in one pull. Moose are not usually aggressive towards humans, but can be provoked or frightened into aggressive behavior. In terms of raw numbers, however, they attack more people than bears and wolves combined. In the Americas, moose injure more people than any other wild mammal, and worldwide, only hippopotamuses injure more humans. We are off to a great start, with 5 full days to go. We're heading north from Jackson, Wyoming, through Grand Teton National Park. The view of the mountains to the west is stunning, accompanying us all day as we drive through one of the most scenic places in the world. Bison are everywhere, providing us with many photo opportunities. Our van is equipped with 3 pop-top hatches, which can be opened for viewing when it is not feasible to get out of the van. The bison story covers more than 100 years of struggle and conflict. In the early 1800s, an estimated 65 million bison roamed through the continent of North America. However, indiscriminate slaughter and poaching had a devastating effect on the bison population, and by 1890, fewer than 1,000 remained. Even with the establishment of Yellowstone National Park, protection and sanctuary for the bison did not occur until the United States Army arrived in 1886 to protect the park's resources. Now, there are about 3,500 bison in Yellowstone National Park. The bison is a truly majestic animal. An adult bull bison may be 6 feet tall at the shoulder and weigh 2,000 pounds. Females look like the males, except they are smaller and have more slender horns. They mate from July through early August, and the calves are born in April and May.
Hey, there's the more no, relax.
We went on hikes every day, and today we are looking for wild fruit. Kevin is a botanist, so no worry about poison berries.
So funny, you know, I always feel a little silly picking these one at a time. Bears just wrap their lips and tongues around them and just strip them right off.
Grapes.
They're members of the heath family like this, and they really like these very acidic soils. You know, they like to be in the understory of.
We're taking some bears' dinner.
Yeah, exactly. Huckleberries grow wild around here, and they like these lodgepole pine forests with really acidic soils. So they're closely related to cranberries and blueberries, and they, just like cranberries and blueberries, they like very acidic soils. But it doesn't seem like farmers are able to very successfully cultivate them.
There it is, gone from history.
Tasted different than the other ones.
Yes. Yeah, the trails are maintained.
We also went on a hike to Yellowstone Lake, just to hang out for a while. Duncan showed great interest in the local flora. Each day, we had a picnic meal, either breakfast, lunch, or dinner, providing a much-needed break from the hours spent in the van.
You want me to slice it for you?
What do you want? Oh, yeah, can I have a slice of that cheese
Yes,
too?
please.
Okay. I want to get in a minute. Wait a second.
Where's the moutarde?
It's out. It's out.
Posterity.
Do you want ham?
This grizzly bear is probably 2.5 years old and is recently weaned from his mother. Grizzly bears are solitary animals, so this young bear will be on his own for the rest of his life. They have a sense of personal space and rarely look directly at each other or at us. Grizzly bears are omnivores and will eat both vegetation and animals. They have molars in the back, like humans, and canine teeth in the front. Females reach sexual maturity at 4 to 7 years and breed in early May through mid-July. All bears experience delayed implantation, so that the fertilized egg does not begin to develop until November, enabling the young to be born in January or February while the mothers are hibernating in a den. Something caught his eye, perhaps another bear. Black bears are the most numerous of the bear family in North America, with an estimated 600 in Yellowstone National Park. Adult males weigh between 200 and 500 pounds, somewhat less than the grizzly bear, which can weigh over 800 pounds. They feed on a variety of grasses, roots, berries, and other plants, in addition to small rodents and animal carcasses. Unlike the grizzly bear, it is an agile climber and has a very inquisitive nature, often investigating human habitats. Yellowstone National Park is home to some 10,000 thermal features, and Old Faithful is certainly the most famous. Like clockwork, it goes off approximately every 90 minutes, drawing hundreds of people to witness the spectacle. No other geyser is so punctual. We're staying at Old Faithful Lodge, allowing us to explore the dozens of geysers, fumaroles, hot springs, and mud baths in the area.
One of the things that makes this area pretty amazing is that we have all 4 types of geothermal features here. We have hot springs, fumaroles or steam vents, we have geysers, as well as mud pots. There's a bacteria that eats sulfur down at the bottom of the fountain pane pots, and what it does is it eats sulfur, and as a result it actually produces sulfuric acid and puts clay, a sort of a clay-like substance, into the hot water, and then that comes up to the surface as mud.
Within Yellowstone's thermal features can be seen the product of millions of years of geology at work. Much of the park sits inside an ancient volcanic caldera, the result of a massive eruption some 600,000 years ago. For hundreds of thousands of years following that, lava flows slowly filled in most of the caldera. In some places, nearly molten rock resides as little as 2 to 5 miles below the surface. Heat from the volcanic activity makes its presence known by heating groundwater and creating the thermal features we see today. Yellowstone contains most of the world's geysers. One of the most spectacular hot springs is Grand Prismatic, but we'll have to hike up the hill to get a better view. Grand Prismatic Spring has the distinction of being the park's largest hot spring, measuring approximately 370 feet in diameter and over 121 feet deep. Impressive. We're going trout fishing on Yellowstone Lake, but not for the endemic cutthroat trout. We're after lake trout, a foreign species that was accidentally introduced here during the fires of 1988, probably by water-carrying aircraft used to control the fires.
So these fish, they're really temperature oriented, and they like the cold water. So as the season goes on, water temperature rises, and so the fish go deeper. So this weight will drop the lure down to a specified depth where we hope the fish will be. Here it comes. Nice and easy.
Grandma's about to get a fish.
Got him. Ooh, quick release. Watch that hook.
Oh, it's a beautiful fish.
All right, lake trout.
Got it. Got him. Another big lake trout.
Cutthroat trout spawn in the rivers feeding the lake, providing food for bears. But the larger lake trout spawn in the lake and eat the smaller cutthroat trout, severely reducing the species. The park is trying to cull lake trout from Yellowstone Lake, and we're happy to help. Each boat caught 2 lake trout, providing plenty of food for tonight's dinner. The boat crew are filleting the fish for us so that we can have the chef at the Yellowstone Lake Lodge restaurant prepare it for us.
Sorry for the slow, painful death. Thank you.
Sorry.
Yum! We all agreed that this was about the best fish dinner we have ever had, and we helped balance the ecosystem in the process.
It's like, dude, look over here.
String quartet music in the lobby is a lovely touch, providing a fitting ending to another magnificent day. Yes, This is Wyoming. This time of year, most elk migrate to the high mountain plateau to cool off. Because we set out early in the morning, we were able to get good shots of this group of females and their calves before they take cover in the deep forest shade. The greater Yellowstone ecosystem, which includes Grand Teton National Park and the forests surrounding the parks, contains the largest herd of elk in the world, about 200,000 individuals. Thousands take part in the long migration to the National Elk Refuge outside of Jackson, where they spend the winter. In the park, they are comfortable with humans, who often provide a safe haven from wolf packs. It's unusual to see a lone female mule deer. They generally gather in large herds, found in hot deserts as well as cold mountain regions.
Give me land, lots of land under starry skies above. Don't fence me in. Let me ride.
The pronghorn is neither an antelope nor a deer. It is the last remaining member of a group that became extinct during the Pleistocene period, which ended 13,000 years ago. Even more amazing than its speed, which can be sustained at an amazing 60 miles per hour, is the pronghorn's migration. Herds of pronghorns migrate 150 miles each way between Wyoming's Upper Green River Basin and Grand Teton National Park. The only other land animal to travel further in North America is the caribou. It gets its name from the shape of the male's horn.
Look at hobbles and I can't stand fences. Don't fence me in.
Coyotes are opportunistic carnivores, feeding on voles, prairie dogs, squirrels, and mice, though they will eat birds, snakes, and lizards. Fruits and vegetables form a significant part of the coyote's diet in the autumn and winter months. Part of the coyote's success as a species is its dietary adaptability. (1988) was the driest season in the history of Yellowstone National Park, resulting in 42 lightning-caused fires, which destroyed about 36% of the park. Because of the dry climate, the dead trees are still standing, surrounded by new growth as the forest regenerates itself. This time, we are on a very special hike. We're looking for an abandoned wolf den. Elk antlers cannot be removed from the park, but they do make for some fun photo ops.
I want you to take it with my camera as well, please. Because I can't.
Lisa.
During pregnancy, female wolves remain in a den located away from the peripheral zone of their territories. Old females usually give birth in the den of their previous litter, while younger females typically den near their birthplace.
And 10 years ago, this den was, I'll show you, 10 years ago, this den, the hole was just like this.
According to Kevin, the best way to tell what a bear has eaten is to smell its poop. Any volunteers?
Plants.
Okay, just plants.
Plants. Smells fine. Smells just
Yeah.
like plants.
It smells kind
Planty.
of like
You
planty.
wouldn't mind. Try
Yeah.
it now.
It's almost like you're smelling wine.
Yeah,
It's
seriously,
like you're
that's
smelling
impressive,
wines.
Peggy.
You're like,
Right.
there's a hint of hay.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
Although we had some light rain, floating down the Snake River was a wonderful way to experience the park's beauty. This osprey nest is a lucky find. The male just brought a fish for the young ones to eat and is off to get more food. Osprey mate for life and typically live for 15 years. Chicks leave the nest after about 10 weeks. The average elevation of Yellowstone National Park is 8,000 feet, with Eagle Peak reaching a height of 11,358 feet. There are more than 45 major waterfalls in the park and hundreds of lesser ones. Cascading down to the Yellowstone River in the Grand Canyon of Yellowstone, Lower Falls is the largest at 308 feet. Next to Old Faithful, it is the second most photographed location in the park. Yellowstone is the world's first national park. It was established in 1872 by the United States Congress for the preservation of its many wonders and for the enjoyment of the people. Encompassing 2.2 million acres, Yellowstone is a treasure, boasting more geysers and more elk than anywhere else on the globe. Cut! I forgot about our last day in Jackson, Wyoming. Highlighting the four corners of the town square is an arch made of elk antlers. Nothing can be removed from the park, but the thousands of elk antlers shed each year are gathered by the park rangers and sold to make chandeliers and other ornaments. But we came to shop, and both Rachel and Duncan got into the swing of this western town.